Hello, Beard Wizard family. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Beard Wizard Man, also known as Trevor on social media. Links to all of which you're going to find in that video description below, including ways to support this channel, like clicking that red subscribe button and getting us to 7,500 as soon as possible. That's the biggest way to support us. That helps us small channels so much, and the algorithm on YouTube is brutal for us. Other ways to support us, though, is our merch store. I'm actually wearing 2 pieces of the merchandise from the merch store. So if you like that, you can check out the merch store. Hats, shirts, hoodies, mugs, all kinds of cool stuff there. My books, I'm an independent author. TheBeardStruggle.com, the same products I use for this magnificent wizard beard. You can get a discount using my code, which also helps me fund things for this channel. So all those different ways, but really just clicking that red button is the biggest thing. So it's Thursday. Sometimes, periodically on Thursday, we add new bands, new artists, new content creators to the roster of reviews. And today, that's what we're going to do. I've had Sabaton on my list for a while. And I've just been waiting for the time that it just clicked. I've listened to their stuff. I've been back and forth. And it always just hasn't clicked at that time. I don't know, mood, whatever was going on. But this time it clicked. This song today, whatever it is, I don't know, it clicked for me. So we're going to take a look at Sabaton. Not their, well, this is technically their latest one. They do have another one coming out in like 6 hours. We're not waiting 6 hours to do the show. So we're going to take a look at Templars, which is the one they previously released. This is a live review. I have listened to this before. I don't want anybody getting the wrong impression because most of these shows are reactions. I do reactions, not doing one today. And I like to give you guys a little background of the band. So Sabaton, if you are unfamiliar, hopefully you're familiar with Sabaton, but not everybody's heard of them. They are a Swedish power metal band from Falun, probably saying that wrong, formed in '99 by Joachim Broden, their bassist Par Sundström, guitarist Oscar Montelius, and Rickard Sundin, along with drummer Richard Larson. They've gone through a lot of lineup changes. The only consistent members are the lead singer and the bassist, Broden and Sundström. So they've been around. They've been around a while. Current members are, other than Joachim and Par, we're looking at Chris Rowland, Hans Van Dahl, and Toby England. Not sure if I'm saying that one right. So the band's been around quite a while. They're also a very theatrical band. I always thought, every time I listened to Sabaton, every time I've looked at their videos, I always imagined, what if my D&D group had made a band? This is what it would have looked like. Because what better way to have an excuse to wear some really awesome period costumes to sing songs about, you know, heroes from history and all that. Like, that's pretty cool. So that's what Sabaton is. We're going to take a look at Templars, pause this or talk about the music, etc. and so on. If you're in the live stream, say hi. And if you're watching that recording, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. But here we go. This is Templars from Sabaton. Cheers. Operatic. Welcome. So like I said, who wouldn't want to, like, I don't know. I know that I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't care about this stuff, but how cool would it be to be able to, like, that's your job. Dress up in armor, you know, reenact some of these scenes from history. In this case, I think, and I believe the end's going to kind of confirms it. We're looking here at the sort of the last days of the Knights Templar when they were betrayed by the French king. So much cool stuff here. And then we're opening up with this very theatrical, operatic, dramatic sort of opening, which is awesome. We're setting that epic stage for this story here. so great. The vocals are so thick and heavy and not guttural, but just that deep power to it, which is awesome. It fits the type of music they do so well. Very dramatic, very theatrical, operatic almost, and it's wonderful. I love it.
Protect the border, Jerusalem calling the name. Burn it out! God's call, holy order, Knights of Jesus Christ, charge from the temple. God's
Go from there. Oh yeah.
Templars and the march, charge from the temple mount.
Like almost what you would expect if you were going to blend opera with metal. This is what you would get. This is exactly it.
Judgment awaits in the kingdom of heaven. A royal betrayal accused of sin. Lies of a king and papal damnation. Demise of the order.
That's actually really good. That shows you they did some research, or at least had somebody there. I don't know if we'll see it, and I think I saw it right, but the way one of these guys was fighting, holding the blade and attacking with the cross, or the Aquilians, I think is the right term. Because you don't see that a lot, because you think it's counterintuitive to hold the blade, but that was a very valid technique at the time, when you were, especially when you were in close quarters and you're too close to swing an arming sword or broadsword in this. I think probably an arming sword in this case, but really cool. I'm probably going to get raked over the coals in the comments for messing that up. But if you watch this guy,
Judgment awaits in the kingdom of heaven. A royal betrayal accused of sin. Lies of a king and papal damnation.
yeah, right there, yep.
Demise of the order. This fight they can't win. False accusations, put out the flame. Assassinations, Jerusalem still calls the name. God's call, holy order, Knights of
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Christ, charge from the temple. God's own chosen warriors, Templars on the march, charge from the temple mount.
That's well done. False accusations, put out the flames. Assassinations, Jerusalem still calls the name. So that part there, he's talking about, the false accusations and the betrayal of the knights, and I wonder if this character with the black armor and the black helmet is one of the betrayers. If I'm remembering my history right, there were Templars who were turned by the crown, I think. But at this time, the Templars were a smaller order. and they were usually backed up by irregulars and volunteers. So when they went to war, there were a lot of people, but the Templars were a core elite unit. So when they have to face off against the French army, there's not as many of them. And they really didn't stand a chance when the king turned on them. And so he was just picking them off, you know, a group at a time, in a sense. The theory was because he was in so much debt or needed money, and the Templars, that he thought anyway, had all this treasure. So that's one of the reasons it's said he did this.
God's call, holy order, Knights of Jesus Christ, charge from the temple. God's own chosen warriors, Templars on the march, charge from the temple. God's call, holy order, Knights of Jesus Christ, charge from the temple. God's own chosen warriors, Templars
Getting rid of
march, charge from the temple.
the evidence of the thing and the Grail, possibly. Very nice. Legends say, let's stop there. Legends say in the year 1307, King Philip of France, drowning in debt to the Templar order, at his wits' end, the king desperately dispatches letters of arrest, falsely accusing the Knights Templar of heresy and blasphemy, I believe also of witchcraft. These orders were set to be executed on Friday the 13th of October. Yeah, very cool. Like it said, spectacular effects, wonderful production for this video. Very cool. I love the blend of history and music, and the attention to detail that went into this, and very cool. So let's see if there's anything after. I don't think there is. So we assume they were burning maybe records or evidence of the treasure, to keep the king from getting it. It's believed that the Templars had seized so much treasure from the Holy Land and buried it, stored it away. Even so far as to say that people believe that I love they credit the horse Holly, believed that they had secured the Holy Grail, or possibly secured the Ark of the Covenant and some other holy artifacts, and that would make them immeasurably rich even today, and people still speculate about what kind of treasure the Templars might have hidden and where they would have hidden it and stuff. So it's really kind of cool. I love it. Sabaton is one of those bands that's really unique, really interesting, very eclectic, very cool videos and music. So definitely go check out their channel if you're not already a subscriber there. Be sure to subscribe here. Let me know what you think in the comments. They're definitely going in the book. We're going to be looking at Sabaton again. That was fantastic. So thank you all for being here. Ed and everybody else, I really appreciate you. I'll see you guys all again soon. You have a great one. Much love.